Hey guys, this is Skating Green here.
And I'm Aaron Bigger, and we'd just like to thank you for coming out to Float Valley in Columbia, Tennessee. We're going to take you on a little tour around the park and show you what we have to offer here. All right, so we've started the trail. We're moving along at a pretty good pace, and it's a tight beginning to the trail, but it's a skill level that anybody can do. Not real high banking, no roots or rocks that to be cautious of. And then you're gonna swoop around a couple of rollers before we come up to the first big feature, and that's the Cyclone.
So if I was my first time riding this Cyclone, how would I approach this feature?
So the Cyclone's a little misleading because it's on a downhill. So what you're gonna wanna do is you wanna ride it like you're climbing a hill until you get to apex, which is the middle of the corner. And then when you get to the middle of the corner, you got to be ready to start applying your brakes. So you're leaning back slightly on the board so that you don't overrun the corner. And if you do those two things, where you approach it like you're climbing a hill, and then immediately at the apex, you kind of get on your brakes, then you'll be fine. So as you come off Cyclone, you're kind of at a downhill slant, and you've got a nice little dirt berm here, and then you've got three different line choices basically. You got a skinny in the middle, an easier line to the right, and then you've got a bank turn to the left. And then we're gonna approach a sand pit, and that simulates obviously the beach. It's real deep sand there, so the drier it gets, kind of the crazier it gets, and the more riders you have, it gets silly. And then actually after you go past that, we're gonna approach Tidal Wave, which is our biggest feature we have. It's a 90-foot long feature. The maximum banking coming off of it's about 28 degrees, which is about maximum for a one-wheel that's comfortably ridden. And there's a dip in it, which makes it really fun and surfy feeling. And so we're gonna come off of that, and then we're gonna come over a wooden hump ramp, if you will, and then you're gonna come around a couple of dirt berms. You got a right-handed dirt berm, a left-handed dirt berm, and then you got the longest straightaway that we have. It's about a 200-foot straightaway here at Float Valley, and then you have some options there too, where you've got some rollers. We call them whoop-de-doos, but they're really just rollers, and that's gonna take us all the way down by the highway, where we're gonna ride the perimeter trail, where we got a couple of bridges there, and it's bench cut into the side of the hill, and it's really flowy. And then we go across a 70-foot bridge that has got like 14-degree banking. It's not too serious, but it's enough to have quite a bit of fun and floaty feel going across it.
I do like riding those.
Yeah, it's very fun versus having just a flat bridge, right? It just really helps it make it feel floaty and carvy as you're going through the trail. And then too, as you're coming through the trail off to the side, you'll see a lot of different size drops that you can hit or you can go around. As we go up the hill, it comes a little bit more advanced, as we have roots and rocks and things kind of over there for your more advanced riders, have a little bit more fun. And that's gonna take you down the perimeter trail. And it's gonna come all the way around to the Tabletop Jump then. And after you come over the Tabletop Jump, which that's fun, but you can also go around it if you're not ready to skid down that. You got another dirt berm, an optional rock feature. and then you carve back and forth all the way, headed back up the hill to Tsunami, and that is our second largest feature here. I think that one's about 75 foot long, and it is a banked, elevated, angled berm, feature rideable, if you will. And then we're headed back to the beginning at that point to make our first lap. And so a lap out here, the quote-unquote race lap, is a half a mile. It's exactly a half a mile long. And our fastest riders, so far, Josh Ledford from Knoxville, Tennessee, is done it in a little under 2:15, so 2 minutes and 15 seconds. And then most of our locals are around 2.5 minutes, so he has really put the heat on us. But yeah, it can be ridden as a lap, or you can do park style where there's lots of different trails in here that you can just find and flow your own line. And then every weekend we build new lines and new features to make it even better.
So then tell me about probably the most eye-catching feature, the Tidal Wave.
Yeah, yeah, it is. So it's an elevated, starts at ground level, then it goes elevated. It's banked, but then it also has humps in it to simulate a wave, right? So, and it very much does. That feature there, last year pricing, was about $1,000 to build. So that'd be about double that if you were attempting that this year. It's 4 foot wide. It's made with 2x6s and 3 foot on center 6x6 posts. So it's super sturdy and super fun to ride.
And then while I was here, you put up 2 new little features, which are quite fun. Do you want to explain about that a little bit?
Sure, yeah. I had a local buddy here as a mountain biker that has a Alaskan Mill, which is basically a chainsaw that can cut trees in half. And then
That's
that
awesome.
makes it, yeah, so he had some cedar logs and cut them in half for me. So that allowed me to make some really quick skinnies to go across the ditches and different things like that. And it's just another thing that we can add to the part for people to advance their skill level other than just ripping around the trail.
I think it's one of the only ones that are at least in public property.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll be something that it's repeatable, that other people in other cities that want to do that, they can get a hold of me for any ideas of how we did it and what it kind of takes to do that. But hopefully this is just the first of many that people build. That way we can kind of travel and get to different places to ride like this that are dedicated and designed for one wheels.
Yeah. So if you do want to check this place out a little bit more, there is a Facebook page called Float Valley One Wheel Park.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I really encourage you guys, if you're ever in the area, to definitely check this place out because you're going to have a ton of fun with your one wheel here.
Yeah, and so thanks for coming out. Thanks for checking it. And yeah, if you have any questions, just hit us up on Facebook.
I hope you all enjoyed this tour of Float Valley. This is something I would like to do more, so please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you know any of these parks around, you would like me to go check those places out, please let me know in the comments and I can see what I can do about that. I am on the East Coast, so that would be something I prefer just for not long drive times. And you all take care.